Hey everyone, welcome along to XLR. I need to be able to see the stream chat, thank you very much. Okay. No, I still can't, okay. Oh well. Welcome to XLR. We've got round 12 here today at Las Vegas. Will probably be quite a tough one for the drivers today. Very difficult, tight street circuit. Hopefully we don't see too many casualties in the race. And we've got full qualifying today. And once it loads, we'll get going. Right. So you got full quality today. So you got the first 18-minute session for Q1. We've got a few drivers taking on a few looking at mediums, most looking at softs. Pyro going out on mediums, so Voting Web might be looking at the mediums as well. He's going to be the first one out. Appears to be a McLaren, a sweatback flame. So he'll be leading us around the lap for the time being. Okay, that's not very nice. My game is just lagging a lot. Let's fix that. Let's just turn my graphics down a bit. Stop my game lagging. So, just following along with Sweatback for the time being. Slightly losing the rear there on his outlap. So, last time out, we saw a Shackles victory, I believe. Indeed, we did. It was quite close in the end after time penalties were applied. Only 22,000 separating him from the second place car. And Voting Web claiming a third place in his Mercedes, so he'd hope he can repeat some similar levels of success. Possibly he'll be hoping for a bit more though. He does have a bit more potential than that. Back with Sweatback then, he's coming through the last couple of corners, about to start his flying lap. So there's the yellow flag and Giannuzzi's gone out. That's on the straight. Slightly odd place for a driver to crash. Maybe he was trying to warm up his tyres. I do not know, but Sweatback Flame going through the first corner. Jay-Z also retires. What is going on? To drivers seeming unable to complete their outlaps. Sweatback Flame is now coming to the end of the first sector. There's a tyre in the middle of the track. That is Giannuzzi's tyre.
Hi guys.
We've got Jay-Z here now as he's messed up his quality lap.
Yeah, I lost the rear. Very cold.
It's unfortunate. So like coming across sector 2, it's a 44.4 from the McLaren driver. Pyro behind on the medium tyre, sets to 44.9. Now Sweatback Flame coming down the long back straight down the Las Vegas strip. My DRS wide open, hitting some of the highest speeds on the track. What's happened? D10?
D10 had a really bad snap coming out of the last corner in sector 1. It looked like it's cost him a lot of time, but he's not backing off just yet. Obviously on that medium compound he can keep going. Yeah.
Eyes of D10 not to back out yet, just wants to getting a banker in really. Sweatback Flame goes to the top with a 32.1. Pyro behind him is going to come across for a 33.1. So over a second down on those medium tyres, and then Voting Web can only do a 33.3. So maybe the medium tyres not looking like the ideal ones for the drivers out here today. D10 on the mediums does a 32.8.
Yeah. They don't look too great, the mediums out there.
No, they don't.
It does seem like a few drivers are struggling, but D10 has put together a good lap time in the end after his snap in Sector 1, so kudos to him.
There goes Stefan into P3 with a 32.4. Second place last time out in Imola. So we'll be hoping to get another podium. El Plan just beginning a lap with a big slide on the exit of turn 1. That will cost him a bit of time. Jamie Dodge goes P6. Om goes P8 on the soft tyres, unable to beat some of the medium runners. Someone's just finished a lap. I can't tell who though. Fuzzle. Just put it P6 on the mediums. Alpine coming to the line. I think that is Martinez beginning a flying lap. Indeed it is. Seems to be a bit out of shape in turn 1. So it might cost him a bit of time. Liam Walder beginning a flying lap. Sweatback coming back around on its in lap. So the fastest first sector from El Plan. He's got very close there to an Aston Martin. I think that was D10 on an in lap. El Plan getting very close to contact. Just about caught the end of that between the pair of them. El Plan now coming down the long back straight down the Las Vegas Strip. He's got a couple cars up in front of him. He's going to hope they don't get too badly in his way. The Haas on its inside gets nicely slowed, letting him through. And now El Plan coming up to the final corner. He's done the last real corner. And now it's one slight curve. And he puts his car P4. A couple of tenths behind his teammate.
Yeah, Williams are looking pretty strong by the looks of it. But like, obviously there is that reminder of the cars behind on those medium compounds. As it looks like D10's going for another flyer. So we'll have to see what he can put in. Using that ERS in the corners. He's taking it very nicely. He's one to watch in this race.
Yeah, for sure. He may not be able to extract his pace every race, but he does have some very solid race when he hooks on his day. Martinez goes 11th on the medium tyre. Not an amazing run from the Alpine. As Liam Walder posted P3 on the mediums. So there is some pace in that tyre, if the drivers can extract it. So they're not totally one to avoid.
In this Sector 1. He should improve. Yeah, he's improved by 3 tenths in Sector 1, so there is a lot of time in it for the Aston Martin driver.
Yeah.
Obviously that slide at the start really screwed him.
Yeah.
So obviously finding that time now in those tyres.
Zakis Beast up to the line, gets P11 on the soft tyres. Not a bad lap from him. Voting Web, I think, improves on the medium tyres. I think that was Voting Web.
Wow. D10 up by 4 tenths currently. Got faster Sector 2. And he's looking very good right now.
Let's see. To the line.
Taking the final corner. Using that track to his advantage. And he puts
P4.
It P4. That's
not at all bad. Yeah, only about half a tenth down on Liam Walder's time on the same tyres.
But we do have Techie coming out. He's one to watch in this one as well. Apparently he's quite good with pace runs here.
Yeah.
So what I've heard. So Voting Web won't be happy with his lap as he goes again. I didn't quite see what he did in Sector 1, but he's going through to Sector 2 now.
Jack IMAX bailing his lap.
No, he had put in another lap, never mind.
And Jack IMAX just bailed on his outlap. He's got no wing. So Jack IMAX somehow broken his front wing on his outlap. So he's going to have to go again. Jack IMAX really doesn't like to make it easy for himself in Q1.
No, he doesn't. He liked that bit of thrilling action, doesn't he?
Yeah, Fuzzle trying desperately to get out of the way of others. Parking it right basically as far off the racing line as he can, but in that part of the track, it's not easy.
Yeah, so it looks like Voting Web's going to go again.
And he's P6, he should be safe with that time, but honestly, with league racing, you never can quite tell. Also, at 2 minutes overdue, we need a shout out to Ziggy's dog. A very good dog. It's become a tradition now that we give a shout out to his dog.
Right, my dog. I don't.
You don't ask for dog shout outs. Shako sets the fastest middle sector. Not at all surprising there. So if he just keeps this lap within the white lines, he should be a very nice and competitive time. Coming into the final corner and up to the line for Shakos. He goes 7th on the medium tyres. Although he probably does have a bit more pace in that car. Should still be enough for now. Is just starting a flying run. And Aaron is just finishing one. Coming through the last proper corner. And now the run to the line. Aaron comes up to the line. Goes P8 with a 32.5.
Yeah, it's not great for me, and he can do a lot better than that. But we do have Techie on a lap. He was one to watch on this.
110.4.
And he has just been fast and purple. I don't know how real that is, but I have to see what he can do in this sector 3. Sweatback currently top of the timing sheet. He's doing very well. But he did say he does have quite a lot of pace around the circuit, so we'll have to see what he can do.
Yeah, he does love the track.
Yeah, he does. Well, now we have Techie coming to the line. It's looking decent from Techie. P2. Not bad from Techie, but not good enough.
It's Q1, it doesn't matter.
It does to me.
For pride. Voting Web's just improved to 5th instead of 6th. Because that one position will make all the difference.
Downtown USA. Oh, that's car 96 of Voting Web right behind tech support on the lap by the looks of it. He's only getting that medium.
I think Om's just clattered the wall coming through the final corner. He's going slowly and indeed he is into the pits. So.
Oh dear, Om. He said he was confident he was going to win tonight as well. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah, always wins every single race he competes in.
Yeah.
Got Jack Imac. It's the only driver so far not set a lap. There's a Mercedes in the runoff area down there, I think. Indeed there is. Voting Web's gone right off the road. Possibly trying to push a bit too hard. Or maybe trying to get out of people's way. I don't know. But Jack Imac is hopefully not going to trip over the 2 cars up in front of him. Coming down into the final chicane. So 110.3 in the middle sector. It's a very solid middle sector from Jack. And now through. Gets a bit too much understeer. Goes a bit deeper than he possibly would have liked, but he's managed to keep it going.
Oh,
D10's just retired. That's in the pit lane, I think. I think he's confident with.
Safe. I don't know whether he is.
Jack Imac goes P4 on the medium tyre. That's the best medium run we've. I believe that's the best medium run we've seen.
I don't think D10 is safe.
He's P7. He should be safe, but I wouldn't bank on it. I think Ian's just had a spin, I think, and hit the barrier. Martinez puts it P13. Ian's got no front wing, and he's only P10. And with 4 minutes to go in the session, that AlphaTauri team are gonna need to make a quick turnaround if he wants to have any chance of escaping the first part of qualifying.
Yeah.
Don't think anyone else is pushing right now. Actually, we might have Jammy Dodge on the lap. Indeed.
We do have Pyro to the line to start his lap now.
Yeah.
Just see what he can do. He doesn't obviously want to be out in Q1 again. So
And we do indeed have Jammy Dodge on a lap. He's coming to the end of the first sector with a 44.3. He's 5/10 up on his best time. That would see him around where El Plan is in the Williams. Voting Webb thinks he's done enough.
Half.
He probably will. I mean, if D10's got enough, Voting Webb definitely will. But
yeah, but I'm just not too sure.
There's quite a few drivers between them and the elimination zone. Jammy Dodge is still 5/10 up. Stefan retiring is very bold. There's only P8 at the moment. I would not be confident if I was Stefan, but he seems to be. Jammy Dodge comes up to the line, puts that P4. That will do very nicely for him.
So Stefan also thinks he's done enough. Trying to save those tyres.
Only P9, and he's got Shackles behind him who can definitely go quicker. Teeks retires from P3. That's fair enough.
That is fair enough. It's actually very close between P4 and P8. Look how close that is.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
all within about half a tenth.
To the exact same time.
Right, yeah, he's put himself up into P5 there, yeah. On his XLR
so
debut.
Pyro has abandoned his lap. So he's going to go again. We'll have to see what he can do. I don't know if Martinez will make it out in time, you know. Oh, Sweatback thinks he's done enough. That is fair enough. I think he has.
Yeah, Sweatback. If Sweatback gets knocked out, I'm going to be amazed.
Wait, he won't.
Just every single person in the field improves. No, it's physically impossible, actually, for Sweatback to be eliminated.
Yes.
Oh, there's traffic on Pyro's lap. That's a Red Bull. That's getting in the way of Pyro, possibly. Coming out of the pit lane, Pyro being there. There's still Giannucci's tyre in the middle of the track. Oh, thankfully it's just a ghost tyre. It's not actually there. Tech support retires from the pit lane.
Pyro. Massive snap.
Yeah, that's... It probably shouldn't cost him too much, because the exit isn't the most important there. He's got a bit over the curb. I think that Pyro really sensing the pressure. And Pyro bought his lap. He's going to have to get around this. He's going to have to do a lot of ERS saving. He's got 80% ERS. He'll get round in time. It's just...
But Fuzzle is improving currently as we speak. He's up by 3 tenths, so that will mean
he's got an Avatari in front of him.
The
Oh, there's an Avatari right on the racing line. That's really not going to help him. I think that was Ayan. Indeed, it was Ayan possibly getting in the way of Fuzzle there. I don't know to what extent that will have cost Fuzzle. At the middle sector split, there's even more traffic in front of him. There's Pyro on the racing line. Pyro pulls out the way just in time. And now he's got an Alpine in front of him. It's really traffic paradise down here in Vegas. Can Fuzzle will this lap time from him be enough to get out of Q1? Fuzzle up to the line, goes P4. That will do him very nicely. Pyro needs this lap now.
Good now. So we do have Martinez starting his lap. This would be to knock Pyro out. Is on his lap as well.
Zach is beast. About halfway around his lap. Oh, we've got El Plan is the furthest around his lap at the moment. He's half a second up. Shakos could genuinely be at risk here. Wow. If we see Shakos eliminated, that will really be a shock for the entire paddock. El Plan into the final sector. Let's see what he can do.
So we do have Zakis Beast. Is he going to improve enough to knock Pyro out? We'll have to try and have a look.
He's 3 tenths up. El Plan goes purple. There seems to be quite a lot of track improvement at the moment. If that's the case, Stefan could be at risk. D10 could be at risk. And voting. I doubt voting...
Could be.
I doubt we'll see voting Webb out. There's a yellow flag somewhere. Pyro has aborted his lap.
Out of the drop.
No,
he hasn't. Zakis Beast is out.
It's down to Martinez whether Pyro will get out of Q1 or not. Pyro's aborted his lap. Pyro will not improve here. Shackles
It looks
goes
like
purple.
Pyro's going to be out.
He
Martinez
could be.
comes to the line. We'll have to see what he can do now. And
Pyro's
he
out.
goes faster. Pyro is out of the
Oh, that's
session.
gonna hurt. Now, will knock the sister team Ayan out? No, he won't. Stays 18th and last. And now we're just waiting for Fuzzle to pull in. And
Very interesting qualifying. So, Big Gun of Pyro knocked out.
yeah, that's
He
huge.
ain't happy. He ain't happy with though.
Yeah, impeded his lap earlier in the session. Like when he was coming out the pits.
Ooh,
Yeah. He really is not very happy. But Q1 then, we've got Shakos topping it from L Plan, Sweatback Flame, Power GT, Tech Support, Fuzzle, Teeks, Jammy Dodge, Jack Imac, Liam Boulder, Voting Web, and D10 just about safe, as is Stefan, all retiring in seemingly quite dangerous positions. Martinez and Ayan just about getting their way through. Then knocked out is Pyro, Zakis Beast, UJZ, and then Giannucci. Oof.
Yeah. Not great from the Mercedes drivers. I mean, they have really struggled recently, by the looks of it. Obviously, had a very good start to the season. Now, just really, really starting to struggle.
Yeah. And they started off really well, but then they just fell away a bit. Alright, here we're gonna see first going out. We got Fuzzle heading out, and he's the only one so far. Alright, Fuzzle will be our first to go for a lap. Alright, got Fuzzle on a lap. So Fuzzle's the first out, followed by D10, who in turn has Stefan and then El Plan behind him, followed by Sweatback Flame. Alright, so first to set a lap will be Fuzzle, and he will be followed by D10, who's not particularly close behind, but he is the closest to him. Fuzzle through the last chicane, and now wants to get the best exit he can. So he's going to be starting his lap now. Want to get the highest top speed he can into the first corner. And here he goes for the first lap of Q2. Getting into turn 1. Careful of the Aston Martin who's coming out the pit lane. Thankfully not into Fuzzle. But Fuzzle gets a big slide off the first corner. Now understeering quite a lot through turn 2. It's not been a great lap so far from Fuzzle. Now, we're down the first proper straight of the track, keeping it fairly tidy besides that first corner. Difficult chicane here with the having to turn while braking. Now let's get the best exit he can for this curve straight, and the first sector split. Fuzzle sets a 44.7 in the first sector. And now again, he wants to get the best exit he can here to set him up for the run down onto the strip. D10, I didn't get to see his first sector. It's a 44.1 for D10,
Okay.
which is quite a bit faster than Fuzzle, who did have a couple of visible mistakes on his outlap.
Oh, looks like D10 just had a little bit of snap on the exit.
So 110.7 in the middle sector from Fuzzle. D10's getting a lovely toe from his teammate Jack Imac all the way down the straight. That's going to massively help D10's time. Indeed he is. He's about a second up on Fuzzle through the first two sectors. Now if you can get it stopped through the final chicane, it should be a very nice lap from D10. It's 13.29 from Fuzzle. And now D10 is going to try and follow that up with something even quicker. D10 up to the line, comes with a 32.0, 9/10 up on the Red Bull driver. Stefan does a 32.4, so splitting the two fairly evenly. And then El Plan, only capable of a 33.1 with the fastest final sector. And now Shakos starting his first flying lap.
What about Flame is looking very good in this circuit. So we'll have to see where he can put in.
Voting Web puts it
his lap on
P2. Teeks goes P3, Jammy Dodd P6.
Here comes Sweatback Flame around the final corner, and it's going to put it in
P2.
Not bad at all from the
300ths of a second behind. Less than a tenth separating the two.
So we do have the big man Shakov on his lap, last week's race winner. Want to see what he can do in that Ferrari. They do look very menacing in a minute. He's looking so good. He's up to 44.4 in sector 1.
Got a fairly good exit now, and he's going to want the best run he can all the way down this straight. His exit speed is really key for this Las Vegas strip. It's a long straight that seemingly never ends. It's the 31.2 from Jack Imac, so it's the fastest time we've seen in the session so far. And Shakos through the final chicane, and the last proper corner, and now the run down towards the line. He's got a Williams on his inside, but that won't bother him. Shakos comes to the line only second with a 32.0. Jack Imac, I just realised it's 8/10 faster than everyone else. It's a sensational lap from Jack, possibly assisted by his teammate. There's a lot of traffic in the final sector. Liam Bewalder is just coming to the end of his lap. He's going to go up to the line and sets a 31.6. Power GT is into the pits. That's Martinez beginning a flying lap, and Tech Sport is coming to the end of his first lap of the session. And he comes to the line, puts a P2 of 31.4. Very nice lap from Tech Support there. Putting his Alfa Romeo up high. Voting Web cannot improve on that lap. That was a representative lap. Now drivers just feeding their way back to the pits, ready to go again for a second run. Unless Shackles... No. I refuse to believe Shackles is on the push lap here. No, he's not. He's a second down. Okay, good. Voting Web is the only driver on a push lap at the moment. It's on his second lap on these tyres. Going to the end of the first sector then. Now puts the power down the run down the straight. There's an Alpine who seems to have gone round. Indeed he has. Martinez has had a spin. Just a couple corners ahead of Voting. Thankfully, you don't have to slow for yellow flags on this game. Voting Web now onto the strip, and now the long run down to the, effectively to the end of the lap. And the final couple of corners. He's got no slipstream though, so that will set him back compared to some of the drivers around him. So he comes down 4/10 up through the middle sector. and with how close the field is, that would put him into P4 with that time.
Yeah, it's been quite an interesting qualifying. I mean, Jack, I'm actually...
Yeah, it's very close as well. Indeed, Voting Web does go P4, improved by just over 4 tenths. And Martinez pulling into the pit. The only other driver on the track is tech support, who might be gearing up to go again. Is tech support going for a lap here? Indeed he is. He's starting to deploy his battery. He's going for another run on these tyres. And here he goes into turn 1. Gets it on the brakes, gets the rotation through the first corner, hits his apexes. Doesn't quite go out to the curb on the exit, and it's almost flat out through turn 2. Gets it rotated very nicely on the absolute limit through the first 2 corners of the lap. Now down into the 90-degree right hand of turn 3. Hits the apex curb, hits the outside curb, gets on the power, a bit of a slide on the rear, but shouldn't cost him too much time. Stays very close to the inside, gets it on the curb, taking a lot of curb through the end of this first sector. Now a bit of a wider line through, and now down towards the curve straight. 700ths up on his personal best, less than a tenth, but he sets the fastest sector anyway. And now he's taking a lot of curb there, but he's kept that within the rulebook. And now a long run down the back straight. He's set a very good lap so far, has tech support, and he's going to want to keep this form going. He's still less than a tenth up. With having no slipstream there, really not going to help him compared to Jack's time. Although he's hit the wall. I don't know if he's got too much damage, but he's cut the wall and he's coming back into the pits. He's just hit the wall at the penultimate corner, and he's ended his run there. It's a shame because it was looking decent from him.
Back, so lost too much time there from tech support. Very disappointed for the driver, but you have to keep pushing.
Yeah. We've got Power GT on an outlap, as is his teammate Ian. So Power GT is going to be the next to begin flying laps. Some of the drivers starting to come out now with 4 minutes to go in the session. Alright, Power GT warming up the tyres into the final sector. And now down towards turn 1 and get some of the highest top speed he can get to begin his lap as well as possible. Into turn 1, taking a lot of curb on the outside, not taking much curb on the inside, and getting it rotated through 2. Not quite up to the limit on the exit, but sometimes you don't have to be. Into the 90 degree right, this is turn 3. Getting it rotated up to the exit curb, staying close to the left hand wall, getting very close to the right. Quite a lot of curb, not quite as much as what tech support had, but he's going to go up to the exit curb and now full throttle down, blast towards this sector split. 4.5 tenths gain through the first sector alone. This lap looking to be good enough for around P8. Not taking as much inside curb there as we've seen from some of the other drivers today. And now it's blasting down with the highest speeds that we see on this track to 330 kilometers per hour, 340 even, down into the end of the first sector, end of the second sector, sorry, 5.5 tenths up now. Power GT slightly scraping the wall there from the sound of things, taking quite a lot of curb, and now the run to the line, the highest part of the lap is complete. Now he's just got to not cut the track too much. And he comes to the line, goes P5 with a 31.8. 7.5 tenths gained in the end for Power GT. Very nice lap there for him in the AlphaTauri. Swept Flame letting his teammate Ayan go and blasting down, same straight as his teammate was just a few seconds ago. Jack Imac thinks he's done enough, isn't going to go for another run. And Ayan coming up to the line. Ayan puts it P6, just behind his teammate, about a tenth down. And Shakos, 4.5 tenths up, only P3, but that will be plenty enough for him. Has come at the end of his lap. That's Jammy Dodge, goes 6th as well, displacing both AlphaTauris. It's going to be close with the AlphaTauris. Their laps might not be enough here. Next car to the line will be Teeks, but he's on an outlap, followed by D10, who is also on an outlap, followed by Martinez on an outlap. Everyone seems to just be on outlaps at the moment. Voting Web, I think, it is on an outlap. Never mind. So highest driver on a push lap is Sweatback Flame. He'll be hoping that his teammate Liam Wold gives him a nice tow down the straight. I think Liam's a bit too far in front, but he is starting to back off. He is giving Sweatback Flame that lovely tow all the way down the strip. They're going to get too close. It's close to contact. Sweatback Flame isn't quite improving. He's going to need to improve by quite a lot if he wants to feel safe with how close these gaps are. Sweatback Flame is not seeming to gain a lot of time, and he pulls into the pits. He's only P10. We may very well see Sweatback Flame out in Q2, which is such a shame considering how well he did in Q1 and how much pace he seems to be showing. Stefan can't displace the McLaren driver.
Voting comes to the end of sector 1, and he's up by 2 tenths. That is purple for Voting Web.
El Plan's also out, improved by 9.5 tenths, but it's not enough to knock out Sweatback Flame. Is Sweatback Flame going to be safe on the edge? Teeks invalidates his lap. It's all down to Martinez is also invalidated. It's all down to Fuzzle. Will Fuzzle get through, or will it be Sweatback Flame? Through the final sector, Fuzzle, the pressure is on for the Red Bull driver. He's going to come up to the line now. Teeks retires from the session. Is it going to be Fuzzle? Is it going to be Sweatback Flame? Fuzzle's into Q3. Sweatback Flame is knocked out. And that...
So close. Here goes Voting Web then, and it's invalidated. It's going to fill into the...
It doesn't matter anyway, but...
Finally done.
Oh. Feel bad for Sweatback, honestly. He had the pace, he just couldn't get it when it mattered at the end. But P11 is not the worst place to start. Alright, so... So they're all just waiting for Voting Web to have his car pulled into the garage, and then we're going on to Q3. There we go. Alright, there we go. So that is the end of Q2 then. It's unlucky that Fuzzle got that tow from Martinez, and that is probably the only reason why Sweatback Flame was not able to make it through. So it's unlucky for Sweatback, but he can make up positions. Possibly can try something different. And now we just wait on for Q3.
Yeah, it's been...
Alright. final part of qualifying then. This is when pole position gets decided. And who are we going to see first out? Is it going to be Fuzzle again? Is it going to... I don't know why I'm hyping it up so much. It's like, who's going to be the first to drive out in... It's a game show. Who wants to be the first out? Fuzzle and D10 are both preparing to go out. Who's going to get it first? The Aston Martin mechanics are the first to pull out. They both come out the pits at similar times, but D10 is a lot further down the pit lane, so D10 will be the first to start a flying lap, assuming Fuzzle doesn't go and make any overtakes. It's usually one of those two. So.
Yeah. I have to see. It's gonna be close between Jack Imac and Shackles, whoever gets pole.
My money's on Jack so far. Shackles doesn't seem to be having the best of times. He's been saying his setup doesn't really work for qualifying. He's got a car definitely set up for the race then. So we'll see how he can do in the race. Although possibly he's just bluffing to make everyone feel like they've got a chance. He's just doing what Shackles does.
Yeah.
So, got... Fuzzle has closed up to D10 a bit. Possibly Fuzzle looking for a distant toe. You don't want to be too close that you're getting the dirty air, but you do want to get that toe. It's like Monza qualifying. Possibly we'll see games like that in real life. D10 wiggling around on the straight, warming up his tyres. Jack Imac's just coming out of the pits at turn 2. He may play an important role in these qualifying laps. Jack Imac is going quite slowly, possibly waiting to give his teammate a tow down that long back straight, down the Las Vegas Strip. But here we go, D10 starting his qualifying lap, getting through the first corner. And Jack Imac's now at turn 3 as D10 goes through turn 2. D10's got Fuzzle right behind him. He's going to get a tow, the first of which is down this shorter straight into turn 3. Fuzzle getting a nice distant tow there from D10. Or at least I imagine that's the idea that the Red Bull driver had in mind. And Jack Imac is being reeled in by D10. It will be pretty good timing from the Aston Martin boys for a nice tow down the back straight. Or Jack might have to lift off a bit more. It's a 44.3 in the first sector from D10. It's a 44.5 from Fuzzle. So that tow didn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. But here's Jack Imac to give the tow to D10. It's a lot more direct of a tow than what Fuzzle has. D10 sticking behind his teammate for as long as he can. D10 now pulls ahead with a 1 minute flat point 81, I think. Maybe it's 081, I don't know. But he's a bit faster than Fuzzle with that extra tow as well. And now D10 is going to come to the line to finish the first run of the session. So 31.9 from D10 and a 32.5 from Fuzzle. So that distant tow, that tow really seems to be, the tow's really quite powerful around Vegas, especially down that back straight. We've got Jammy Dodge coming down to the end of his lap. He'll be the next to set a flying lap. Getting it stopped and rotated. And now up to the line. Jammy Dodge goes P2 with a 32.4. His first XLR race. Also, approximately, I'm pretty sure it's like 3:30 AM for him. So, true commitment to be out here. And it's 31.3 from Liam Bewalder, 6/10 faster than D10's lap time. We've got tech support through the final sector. Now, tech support really hits the wall. maybe that's just a desync issue because he doesn't seem to have reacted at all to that, and he goes fastest. On my screen, he absolutely clattered the barrier.
Yeah.
D10 returned the favour with the toe to help out his teammate. And Jack Imac looking set for a very spicy lap. Coming to the line. Jack Imac does a 132.2, which is only good enough for P2. There's a lot of 2's in that sentence. I said 32.2, I think. It's a 31.2. I just saw all the 2's, and so I said more 2's. Aaron coming up to the end of his flying lap. And Aaron goes P5. Just ahead of Jamie Dodge and just behind D10. Shakos through the final sector now. Let's see what he does. And Shakos goes P2 with a 31.2. With the fastest final sector that we've seen so far in this session. No one else appears to be on a push lap. Okay. So first run's done then. I think Voting Web's looking at only doing one run here. Possibly use more tyre sets than he'd have liked.
Right, so is this the final few runs now?
Yes, no one's starting their final runs yet, but the next runs will be the final ones. Here, Powdy T and Ayan will be both feeding their way into the pits, as will Shakos. With 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the session, shouldn't see too much change until the dying seconds.
Yeah.
That's usually how qualifying goes, especially when it's so tight as it is right now. I mean, actually, it's not quite as tight as it was previously. There's top 5 within 8 tenths. Top 3 within 2 tenths. So a bit tighter at the very front. Jamie Dodge going out for what will be his final run. So he's going quite early on that one. And he's teleporting around all over the place because that's his internet.
So it looks like, who's it who paused there? It was Powder T paused in the pit lane, so he's lost a bit of time to get out quickly, and it might have to power through on his
It's because he has to wait for because he was coming in at the same time as Ayan. He had to wait.
Yeah. So we have Voting Web and McJammy Dodge coming out for their out laps now, and then leading on to their final laps. It will be Jammy Dodge to do their first.
Yeah, it's going to be Voting's one and only run in this session. So he's going to hope he makes it a good one. So Jamie Dodge will be first. And then that's D10, also on an out lap. And give it a couple minutes and Jack Imac will come out to give him a tow. As we've seen in all the sessions so far. Jamie Dodge backing off to preparing to start his flying lap. And here he goes now, bolting down to the line and the first corner. And he begins the final round of Q3 beginning now. And through the first corner he's got a Ferrari coming out of the pit lane, but thankfully not anywhere near him. And down the first of many straights on this Vegas circuit. DRS active down into turn 3. gets it stopped. Bit of a lockup, but that's probably massively exaggerated by the spectator. Right, because that's just what happens on the game. And Jamie Dodge coming up to the end of the first sector.
So here we have voting on whether his lap. It might run into a bit of traffic here though.
I don't think so. Jamie Dodge goes 5 tenths faster than his previous best time. Already, that's looking good enough for around P5. And we're just through the first sector. It's got a bit of understeer, the looks of things, from the final through that corner, which will set up his run down the back straight down the strip. He's now 6 tenths up, although I doubt much will change. Looking at that gap from P4 to P5 at the moment. And through the final chicane now, unless he can find around 3 tenths, I doubt he'll go any higher than P5. Now on the run up to the line, he puts his car P5 indeed. Voting Webb is not pushing on this lap. He's got full battery remaining.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna be well, it looks like Voting Webb has struggled in this session. I mean, he hasn't had really a good lap too.
He's just starting to deploy now. That's not a representative time.
So here he goes then.
Shakos just starting a lap. A few other drivers starting a lap. D10's too far back to get a tow from his teammate this time around.
Jamie George is 6 tenths up in his previous lap time in sector 1.
No, that's he improved.
Oh,
he just finished the lap. D10 2 tenths up. That will see him back into that P5 that he had taken away from him by Jamie Dodge there. Oh no, it won't, 'cause he's massively hit the wall. He's lost his entire front wing, and that is D10's qualifying done.
That's a shame for D10.
Yeah. So he's got P6 at best then. Pow GT into the final sector. There's a yellow flag for... That's for Jamie Dodge, who's not pushing. Pow GT, 3 tenths up at the moment. He goes P5. Jamie Dodge down to P6. And D10 goes down to P7. Voting Webb down the strip into the final chicane. It's a triple chicane here at Vegas to end off the lap. And he gets it rotated, doesn't go too deep for his one and only lap of the session. Might have slightly tapped the wall at the final corner. And
see what Jack Armack can do. Jack Armack is down.
Voting Webb goes P5. Shakos is not improving.
Jack Armack up by 10th at the minute. He may be taking that pole position back.
Tech support goes even faster.
He's gonna done it.
Still gonna wait for Liam Bawada. Liam Bawada is down on his delta right now.
Armack is gonna come across the line. Can Jack Armack take that pole away from tech support? He's gonna come around the final corner. It goes into it.
No, he can't.
And he doesn't. Tech support has got pole position.
Ooh.
Congratulations, tech support. What a brilliant drive.
3 rounds ago, he got his first win of the season. Now he's got his first pole position as well. It's a very nice lap from the Alfa Romeo driver. And it's an Alfa Romeo sandwich. Because Giannuzzi is starting last. Oh, that was quite the qualifying session. Had that early drama in Q1 between Pyro and Om with the blocking, and then Jack couldn't improve after not having that tow. He didn't have his teammate to help him this time. Couldn't get miles ahead with his straight line speed. Right, and now we wait.
Right, I'm gonna have to go, mate.
Yeah.
Right, in a bit. Enjoy the race, guys.
Yeah. Enjoy the race, everyone. Should hopefully be an exciting one. I'll see if I can get any interviews in. Alright. Hopefully we can get Voting Web along for an interview. Someone started, never mind. Ah, joy. New lobby. Oh. Oh. Everyone's getting fresh tyres now. Alright, now we've just got to wait. Here we go. Okay, we're back in the session then. And we're waiting. I'm gonna go grab a drink. Hopefully when we get back there'll be someone there for an interview. Right. Hopefully we can. I think we're about to have a voting web on for an interview. If he wants to come along anytime soon. Oh, you can hear that. I forgot. Yeah, that's. No, here he is. It is Mr. Voting Web here for an interview then after your qualifying session. Honestly, I can't even remember where you qualified.
P5, I think.
Sounds about right. I saw you only did one run in Q3 there. Did you not have any sets, or were you trying to save one?
I was trying to save one, but that's kind of irrelevant now. So
That's why you
that's irrelevant.
just don't try to save one, because if you do, you'll just lose it when someone readies up.
Yup. Hey ho. I was actually decently happy with the lap. I didn't expect to be on pole today, so
Yeah, it was a solid lap, just
yeah.
not. It's not always possible to compete with pole. I mean, when Shakos doesn't get pole, you know it's a difficult track.
Yeah. Very true. I mean, he did still a very good lap.
Yeah.
I can't remember the time he did. It's like a 0.1 or something.
It was like a 10th off tech support, I think.
Yeah.
I got tech support with the pole lap.
Yeah, he completely deserved that.
Yeah.
He did a very good job through it.
Yeah. Do you reckon you can fight with him at the front today, or think you're going to be a bit further back?
I mean, I'm gonna try something today, so we'll see. But I think on pure pace alone, no. If you want the brutally honest answer, but we'll try.
Yeah, you never can tell what's going to happen when you've got 20 online drivers racing in not Saudi Arabia, a street circuit though, with a very questionable game.
Yeah.
So
We're gonna go.
yeah, see if you can. I mean, we can keep going while we're loading, but
Yeah.
what's have to say? I don't know what else to say now. Right.
I mean, I can confirm that I think that it'll be a mix-up on strategies today. I think you'll get a lot of that.
Yeah. People out of position trying to do something else.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Pyro can fight his way through. We expect it to be a bit higher today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though with his blocking, being blocked in qualifying, but
Yeah, I saw that live. I was like, ooh.
yeah, that wasn't the greatest of manoeuvres.
Yeah, but it happens. We move on.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go in 3 minutes, so I should probably.
You
go
should
and do
probably
my-
go and get to your car. Stop being in the
Yeah.
commentary box and get to your car.
Yeah, I need to go drive the thing. Yeah. Enjoy the race.
Yeah. Have a good one. Doubt we have enough time to get someone else on. I'd love to, but I don't think we have the time. I want to get tech support on, but he doesn't do interviews, and it's sad. So just waiting here. Hopefully, we don't have to do this all over again. But for now, we're just waiting up on the grid. Probably a good idea to get the Saudi track map. No, why do I keep saying Saudi? It's because the track's so similar to Jeddah. I think that's why. Alright, let's get a track map. So we got no formation lap today. We just going straight into it. So start is in 1 minute, I believe. The corner apparently the corner I've been calling turn 2 is actually turn 3 and turn 4. I'm not sure where the second corner is in there. But according to the official track map, like the first hairpin is turn 1 and turn 2, and then you got turn 3 and turn 4 as the one sweeping right-hander. I can't work out where the second corner is in that corner, but sure. And then you end the lap with 14, 15, and 16, and then the last corner at turn 17. So, right, we're going now. No formation lap, we're straight into it. I like having a formation lap. Gives you time to sort out your... Gets me time to sort out my on-screen display. On my heads-up display and stuff. But... oh well. When the game's bugs, there's not a lot you can do. You just kind of have to make compromises. So once everyone ready's up, we can go. Right, here we go. To 5 red lights, everyone at the front seemingly starting on mediums. To lights out and away we go. So, seems to be a good start from Shackles there. He's going to try and get alongside, but tech support covers him off for now. There's Jack Imac goes around the outside, and Shackles has been spun round to the first corner. There's contact with, I believe, an Alfa Romeo. No, it can't be an Alfa Romeo, but Shackles has been spun round at turn 1. Tech support leads from Jack Imac and Voting Web. Liam Bewalder up into 4th from D10 and Jammy Dodge. Sweatback Flame gets a time penalty. Liam Bewalder and Voting Web are side by side. Liam Bewalder gets ahead of the Mercedes. Fuzzle out of the race, and that is a safety car already. Lap 1 safety cars are to be expected. Fuzzle's has gone into the wall at turn 5 there. That was a crazy start. So Shackles didn't get away particularly well. He had Jack Imac on his outside, and then he got tagged from behind by someone. I'm not entirely sure who, but someone tagged him on the rear, spun him out, and now we got a safety car. I think it might have been Power GT that made the contact with him. So tech support out front on lap 1. Are we going to see anyone in the pits? Voting Web going bold, going early for those soft tyres, getting rid of them already, and he's instead opting for the mediums, as does Pyro. 2 Mercedes both starting on the softs and immediately getting off the softs. Om's serving a time penalty in the pits, as is Jay-Z. They're both serving 5-second time penalties and having pit stops. Om onto soft, Jay-Z onto a set of mediums, and Pyro and Voting Web going for the mediums as well. So everyone on the medium tyres, apart from Sweatback Flame on the hards, Teeks on the soft, and Om on the softs. So tech support holding his advantage for the time being. Now we have a safety car. And I would try and get an interview with Fuzzle, but I don't think Fuzzle does interviews. Which is a shame, to be honest. Quite like to hear what happened to the Red Bull driver, but it's unfortunate. It's a shame that Fazal doesn't want to do interviews, but it is what it is. I'd quite like to talk to him after that, but it's his choice. I think Jay-Z and had an incident. Jay-Z had a collision with Zach, it's Beast. Had a collision with Jay-Z. Oh, it's always and Jay-Z. They can't go 5 minutes without killing each other. They're like a drunk couple. Maybe it'd be better if I don't finish this analogy. Anyway. Own Master Mad. Yes, it's Own Master Mad ETS2. Yeah, it's a shame, Fuzzle. Not much you could do there. Or at least from what I've gathered. And I can't get Fuzzle for an interview, but might be able to just have an interview via chat on the stream. That's always a possibility. Just like have a virtual interview. I had contact with Alpha Romeo, then went offline as an Alpine. It's a shame. If you had a contact with an Alpha Romeo, it would have been Giannuzzi, considering tech support is in the lead. Alright, should see the safety car in at the end of this lap. At least hopefully we do. Or at least hopefully for the drivers we do. Or maybe not for tech support. Tech support might want to get as many laps behind the safety car as possible. I mean, for tech support, more laps under the safety car means less opportunities for him to be overtaken, so he'll always take that. Let's look at position change so far. The biggest winner is Giannuzzi, up 8 from the back of the grid. Biggest loser is Voting Webb, who made a pit stop, and Shakos, who got spun around at the first corner. Safety car in this lap then. Let's stop looking at that, because we need to actually see what's going on at the front. Tech support in control of the pace. He decides when they go. On board with Jack Imac. And tech support goes now. Tech support making a break, and he seems to have caught Jack Imac slightly napping. D10 looking to get past Liam Bawada. D10 goes to the inside of the McLaren driver, but he can't make the move this time around. Jeremy Dodge goes around the outside of Sweatback Flame, gets himself up into P6. Sweatback Flame on the hard tyres, possibly struggling to get them up to temperature. At the front, side by side, Jeremy Dodge and Liam Bawada, Sweatback Flame going side by side again, and that's allowed Teeks to try and get past his teammate, which he has done. They're side by side. Where have we seen this before? We saw this in Tier 2. This time they don't hit each other. El Plan almost into the back of Teeks, which has allowed Jeremy Dodge to get back past the Williams driver. Just about leaving each other enough space. It's very close to contact. El Plan and Jeremy Dodge side by side still. Now down towards the... and about to turn onto the strip. El Plan gets himself ahead of Jeremy Dodge. I mean, getting a bit of a mistake on the exit. Jack Imac now closing in on tech support. Is he going to go for the race lead? Down into turn 14. He's in the slipstream, but I don't think he's going to pull out this time around. No, he doesn't. He goes for a half-hearted lunge, but he can't make it work. D10 trying to get past Liam Bewalder as well. Jack Imax still gonna try and get past. There's been a spin. Om's gone around. It's gonna be the first of many we see today. Is Voting's gamble gonna pay off? I'm not sure. Giannuzzi seems to be dropping positions. It's side by side. Stefan with Shakos. Giannuzzi seems to be lagging a bit. Giannuzzi's slow. He's just lagged back behind everyone. Giannuzzi's internet seems to be playing up. And he's dropping positions. Pyro's just dropped a load of positions down to the back. As has Zakis Beast. Not sure what's gone on there. And Stefan has gained a load of places. Giannuzzi being passed by Voting Web. Giannuzzi is lagging all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. Giannuzzi retires on the track. I have no idea what's going on. Om picks up a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. And Giannuzzi's car is going to make a stop. Hopefully that doesn't bring out a safety car. Stefan getting past Jamie Dodge. Martinez also going for the move on the Haas driver. Giannuzzi leaves the session. And now Shakos going on the outside. Shakos could pull off many overtakes here. There's contact. Massive contact. That's sent Martinez facing the wrong way. Shakos has gained many positions from that. Jamie Dodge has no front wing. But he just teleported behind Voting Web. He's going to be into the pits. Martinez is still trying to get back on the track. Jamie Dodge is just disconnected from the session. And he's not come into the pits. Probably because of that disconnection. Can Jack Imac get past tech support this time around? No, he can't. Well, Liam Bewalder try and get past it. The top four staying as they are for the time being. It's like real life. The top four all battling for the win. And D10, where is D10 going? There's a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting for D10. He did cut the chicane. Possibly not worthy of a 3-second penalty, but he did definitely cut the track. With DRS now enabled, will Jack Imac be able to get past down the strip towards turn 14? Giannuzzi leave the session again. Down towards 14 on board with Jack Imac. He's got DRS. He's got the battery to use, but he's not using any of it. To the outside. And Jack Imac takes the lead off the race. Can Liam Bewalder follow him through? No, he can't. Although tech support goes a bit too deep. And might tech support's hit the wall at the penultimate corner. Just saw that he spun around. Liam Bewalder's gone into the back of him because of that. And now because of it, Liam Bewalder has got himself through into P2. So in the span of a few corners, tech support's gone from first down to third. D10's now on his inside. Has tech support got some damage maybe? Tech support probably trying to play the DRS game there. And there's a yellow flag. Stefan's gone round at turn 2, that is. Well, it's the first real corner. It's already one corner, but apparently it's 2. And Jack Imac now in the lead from Liam Bewalder, D10 and tech support. A and Sweatback Flame are side by side going into what corner is that? I don't know. Liam Sweatback Flame seems to have got the move done. And can't make a dive bomb there into 9. But he's going to have a look down the curve straight. Round 10. Can he tuck in? He probably doesn't want to make the move just yet. Probably want to save it for down the strip. Although he's going to go and try for the outside. Can't make the move work. Although Sweatback Flame had a slide on the rear. And now down towards turn 14. Down the Las Vegas strip. Here goes El Plan. El Plan on the outside gets past both of them. El Plan going motoring through into P5. Didn't even realise he was there. Here comes Power GT and Voting Web as well. trying to get past Shakos. Shakos and Power GT side by side. They're close to contact. Pretty sure these two that collide on the opening lap. And Alplan into 5th. But it's going to try and look into the final corner. You don't often see overtakes there. But here goes Sweatback Flame on the inside. 3 wide through turn 1. Ayan pushes Alplan a bit wide. Sweatback Flame sticking behind the AlphaTauri for now. But he's going to have the DRS. And now to the outside goes Sweatback Flame. There's contact there. As I'm trying to invite someone. Ayan, Shakos is out. There's a safety car, and Shakos has retired in the same place as Fuzzle. And Liam Walder's got past Jack Imac as all that was going on. I think he might have been pushed into the wall. The Shakos. And that's really helped Jamie Dodge, who's a whopping minute behind the lead, can now regain all that time thanks to the safety car. We cannot see anyone diving into the pits this time around though. What's happened with Shakos? I really don't know. Did they make contact? I think... Did Shakos and Power GT make contact? I'm not sure. But we see... So Liam Ward's into the pits, as is Jack Imac and tech support, and... No, Sweatback Flame stays out, as does D10 and Power GT, with Voting Web 2. The top 4 all staying out. Voting Web technically doesn't need a pit again. D10 should pass the safety car. But thankfully he's managed to give back the position. Om's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. They've got all themselves through. Om's gone for the hard tyres, as has Liam Walder and Jack Imac. Tech support shows in the mediums, as has Ayan. Had Voting Web pre-race talking. I heard news in the paddock from Voting Web that the hard tyres possibly aren't a good tyre today. They're not the tyre the drivers want to be on, apparently. So maybe those who are gone for the hards don't know about this, and possibly will suffer with slower tyres. I don't know what I'm waffling about right now, to be honest. Alright, D10, Sweatback Flame, Power GT and Voting Web, the top 4. They're all going to have to pit again at least once. D10 comfortably leading the way. Both him and Sweatback Flame have time penalties. Sweatback has a 5-second penalty for overtaking a car that was retired. And unfortunately, when he makes a pit stop, he'll serve that. Even though that probably would have been removed if we could. So it's a shame for him, really, but nothing we can do about it. Comes back into the pit off those hards, going for a soft set and serving his time penalty. So I think what happened was that Power GT and Shakos were battling, and then there was a bit of contact and Shakos put into the wall or something like that. Why are cars trying to go side by side? Why are cars battling under safety car? Lads, you're not meant to overtake. It's a safety car. Obviously could be seeing the safety car in this lap. Not entirely sure. We will see as they get further round. There's really not much to talk about on the safety cars, is there? You just kind of sit there, not having anything to do. Are we going to see the safety car in? I think the safety car probably will be in at the end of this lap, but you never can tell with F123. But indeed it is. Safety car in this lap. D10 controlling the field for the restart. He's preparing to go. So they just come into shot now. D10 bolting away. Seems to have caught Sweatback Flame. Really napping there. From Power GT. Voting Webb looking at up the inside. Side by side with Liam Bawater and Jack Imac. Jack Imac trying to get back past. Tech support is right behind them though in case anything untoward happens. With the couple drivers in front. Voting Webb goes for a dive on Power GT. They're side by side. Close to the wall. In that position where we've seen multiple retirements today. Voting Webb, he's not going to dive from there, is he? He has a look at it and he's knocked Power GT out of shape a bit. But he doesn't go for a proper move attempt. Stefan dropping back places. He's had a spin. That's his second of the race. He's got damage as well. Jeremy Dodge losing multiple positions. The front two starting to run away from Power GT a bit, who seems to be struggling on his mediums. And he's got Voting Webb and Liam Bewalder right behind him. They won't need any second invitation to get past. So D10 here. Voting Webb trying to go down the inside. He breaks so much later. He goes a bit too deep though. Will Power GT get a good enough exit? No, he won't. Because Voting Webb has compromised his line. And now Liam Bawater on the inside and Jack Imac on the outside. There's a four-car scrap. There's contact between Liam Bawater and Jack Imac. Jack Imac trying to go around the outside of the McLaren driver. But he's been boxed in by Voting Webb a little bit. And now Texport gets past Power GT. And Jack Imac gets himself ahead of Liam Bawater into the net race lead here. Out of all the drivers that pitted under that safety car, Jack Imac is now at the front of them. Although I doubt they'll be able to make the end, although possibly they will. Jack Imac going to try and go around the outside of Voting Webb. He can't make it this time around. There's cars everywhere. Tech Support and Power GT are side by side. There's another side by side battle between Teagues and Zach's Beast. Going side by side through the end of the first sector. And Teagues is ahead of Zach's Beast now. They're still side by side. Teagues will probably slot ahead for now. Indeed he does. El Plan's now going to be trying to get past Power GT. Jack Imac goes through on Voting Webb. Liam Bawater trying to get past Voting Webb. Going into... He's trying not to overuse his battery too much, but Voting Webb has none left. And Liam Bawater has got himself ahead of the Mercedes driver. So clearly Voting Webb trying to fight it. He thinks it's worth the fight. Sweatback Flame got a really poor exit, and Jack Imac is into P2. He shouldn't have to fight his teammate too hard to get that race lead. Tech Support now gets ahead of Voting Web. And Liam Buwarder's going to look to get past his teammate before too long. Sweatback Flame goes a bit deep. You'd hope for McLaren's sake that he doesn't fight it. Indeed he doesn't. He lets Liam Buwarder through, and that invites Tech Support to try and go around the outside. Can he make the move stick? They're side by side down towards 90-degree right-hander of turn 5, I think. Indeed it is, turn 5. Tech Support goes around the outside, gets the move done. Jack Imac's right behind D10. You'd think they're going to swap positions down the straight, but you can't quite tell with League Racing. Jack Imac tucking into the slipstream of his teammate. D10 isn't jumping out the way, but he probably just won't fight it when Jack eventually goes for the move. And it's looking like that's now. Jack's got a much better exit than his teammate. DRS is enabled now, so Jack has DRS, as does Liam Buwarder. D10 trying to cover off Liam, but he can't cover him off totally. It's a very wide straight. Jack Imac takes the race lead ahead of Liam Buwarder, who also got past D10. Ayan and Pyro are Ayan and Voting Web, are side by side. And Pyro's right behind them. Om's had an Om moment. No, he hasn't. Sweatback Flame's gone round. I thought that was Om. D10's got back past Liam Buwarder. They're side by side. D10 doing his teammate a massive favour here. They're side by side through 3 and 4. Now on the run down to 5. He'll get the advantage over their rival. 2 Mercedes-powered cars battling it out. On the inside, there's a little bit of contact. Liam Buwarder gets himself up into second place. Tech Support around the outside of D10 goes into third. D10 won't let him go that easily, but you can't fight it around there. Tech Support into third. Liam Buwarder into second. And now El Plan, yet another Mercedes-powered car looking to get past the Aston Martin as well. Going to try and go around the outside. He won't be able to make it stick, but he goes for a switchback. He can't make it there. But now, does he have enough of an advantage over the Aston Martin to get past down into 14? Yes, he can. They're side by side. El Plan gets himself into 4th. Tech Support goes breezing past Liam Buwarder and into second place. So it's a lot more similar to how they started now. The Tech Support second and Jack Imac first. Obviously Tech Support got that pole position. He lost that lead when Jack Imac got past. D10 has just been passed by Ayan, and the 2 Mercedes cars have swapped places. D10 trying to hang it around the outside of Ayan. On picks up a time penalty. And it's going to have the DRS on El Plan. But El Plan will also have the DRS of Liam Buwarder. We've got a bit of a DRS train forming. Well, somehow Tech Support doesn't quite have the DRS of Jack Imac. But he's looking like he will break that 1 second barrier before too long. Teeks can't get past Voting Web for now, although he's going to try and go for a switchback. He's got a better run. Can he go around the outside? He can't fight it there. Voting Web stays ahead for the time being. Those tyres really seem to seemingly starting to suffer. Ayan gets ahead of El Plan. El Plan's going to look to fight him back. Ayan playing the DRS games. Backs off to give himself the DRS. And gets seemingly a much better run. He's going to get the DRS too. It should be a fairly simple overtake for Ayan, but he doesn't seem to have the straight line speed he requires. Here goes D10. D10 definitely have the straight line speed it requires. Around the outside, back up into 4th place. Ayan's going to send it from a long way back. They're side by side. He can't make the move stick. That would have been a crazy dive bomb if he made that one work. But it was just a bit too far back to make the move this time around. Although Tech Support going to go for the move on Jack Imac. down the inside into the first corner. They're side by side. Many moves happening around the field, but tech support gets back up into the race lead. Jack Imac's going to look to fight him, though. He's not going to let him go so easily. The top three separated by around half a second here. Can Jack Imac get the move on tech support? No, he can't. Tech support defends the move well. And now he leads on lap 16. Tech support back up into the race lead. The medium seemingly performing a lot better than those hards. And there's this battle behind for 4th place. From A and down to L Plan. And Pyro and D10 in the middle. Pyro gonna look for a move on D10 down the Vegas strip into turn 14. D10 looking slightly out of shape there. What if the intrusive thoughts kicked in? Here goes Pyro with the DRS. He's closing in on D10. Is he gonna make the move? He doesn't have the straight line speed. D10 goes around the outside of Ayan. Pyro also goes for a move on Ayan. Pyro gets himself into P5 and drops him down to P6, but he's got a much better exit. He's going to go for it into turn 1. Jack Imac's retaking the race lead as that's all going on. This battle in the midfield's too good. I'm focusing on that too much. So Jack Imac retakes the lead from tech support, but Jack Imac seems to have got out of shape a bit. There's a yellow flag in the midfield. That's for L Plan. L Plan's had a spin. Tech support goes back down the inside of Jack Imac. Retakes the race lead here on lap 17. Pyro gets past D10. Teeth gets past Zakis Beast as well. No, can tech support try and break that DRS? He probably won't be able to. Ayan gets past D10. Or D10 cuts the corner for the second time this race. There's a bit of contact with D10 and Ayan. Can Ayan go past Pyro? He's going to want to stay behind for now. Jack Imac doesn't seem to have got the best of exits there, but he's going to try and go for the race lead on tech support with the DRS. Tech support not fighting it. It's going to be much the same as the lap before and the lap before that. Jack Imac retakes the race lead, blasting past tech support down the straight. And Jack Imac regains the lead and gets past Pyro. And with so much straight line speed, but so does D10. Pyro on the inside of D10. There's contact. D10's been pushed off the track. Pyro's been squeezed towards the wall. I think they've somehow escaped without any damage, but that's invited Ayan to run away with it. Liam Bawarda gets past tech support for P2. D10's into the pits with some damage. Teeks goes to the inside of Pyro. Can he make the move work? No, he can't. Pyro goes for a switchback. Although, actually, Teeks gets a better exit. Well, that will just invite Pyro to go back past him with the DRS that he'll get, and Teeks won't. Teeks moving quite late there, but Pyro goes back around the outside. No change at the front, though, for once. Oh, Pyro hit the wall. Pyro's gone deep into the barrier. Does he have any damage? I don't think so. I can't see any damage. Teeks has just clattered the barrier. He doesn't seem to have any damage, though. He rejoins just in front of Martinez, who's also going to look to get past. But at the front, Liam Bawarda is going to try and get past Jack Imac. Tech support's also going to be looking to get past the Aston Martin. Liam Bawarda with DRS. He's going to go. He's closing in on Jack. He's going to pull to the outside. And he gets himself ahead. Tech support unable to get himself really in the conversation this time around. Martinez gets past Teeks. Zakis Beast gets past Pyro. Both Alpines with superior straight line speed to their rivals. Pyro trying to hang it on the inside, but he can't stay ahead. Where's Voting Web got to? P13. He's made another pit stop. As there's D10 and Om. There's a yellow flag. Why is there a yellow flag? I don't know. Oh, Textupot's in the wall! And he's hit the outside wall as well. Textupot has spun out from 3rd place. And that's brought out a safety car. With 6 laps to go. That will probably not help those who have just pitted. So D10, Pyro, Voting and Om. Om comes in for another pit stop, even though he's on fresh tyres. Not sure why he'd do that. I mean, I guess he had the gap behind him. Everyone peeling into the pits. What will the front group do? That's the important question. Obviously, tech support's going to come into the pits. But what about everyone else? That's really where the strategy's going to play in. Is it worth losing the track position just to... like... is it worth losing the track position? Is the tyre advantage worth it? We'll have to wait and see for when they get to the pit lane. It's still really close in the midfield. There might be a bit of hold up in the pits for some of these midfield drivers. Martinez, if he comes into the pits, will have to double stack behind his teammate. Liam Bawarda and Jack Imac both opt to pull into the pits. And Ayan's looking to follow suit. Indeed he does. Ayan is also into the pits. So the front 3 all opting for soft tyres, as is Zakis Beats and his teammate Martinez. So it will be a double stack down at Alpine. Teats comes in from tech support. It's a no-brainer from tech support with that damaged front wing. But he'll lose some time, possibly even drop down behind Power GT. D10 is going to emerge roughly P4, I think. He's behind Ayan, which is who he was around before. Pyro gets into P6. Martinez has lost out to Teeks having to double stack. To the 2 Mercedes cars have got into P6 and P7. So Mercedes at... Mercedes? That's an Aston Martin out front, technically. No, it is the Mercedes safety car. Yeah. So technically it's a Mercedes out front, so I'm not stupid. It's McLaren out front then. And Liam Bawalder, our 2-time and only XLR champion. Though he's looking unlikely to win this season. It's still mathematically possible, but it's just not at all likely. Jay-Z gets past Jeremy Dodge, who just comes out of the pit lane. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm just... got nothing really to do. I'm just waiting. It's Nico Ulkenberg. I really got nothing to do right now. Safety car periods are so boring. Liam Bawalder is not going to come in this time around. He might be wishing he could, though. What? Did I say that Liam Bawalder's not coming in? I feel like I did. The safety car isn't coming in, sorry. Some of the drivers behind might be wishing that it did come in. I think we're likely to see it in at the end of this lap, however. And that would lead Liam Bawalder out in front from Jack Imac, Ayan, D10 and Zakis Beast. Followed by Pyro, Voting Web, Teeks, Martinez, L-Plan, Tech Support, who's got the pace, he just made that mistake. Power GT, Sweatback Flame, Stefan, Jay-Z, and Jammy Dodge, who does have pace. I think he's just been lagging a lot. I don't know, I haven't really seen him. So Liam Bewalder up 3 from 4th on the grid to be leading here. Jack Imac up 1, Ayan up 6, G10 up 4, Zakis Beast all the way up 12 from 17th on the grid. Pyro up 10 from 16th. Voting Web down 2 from 5th. Teeks up 6 from 14th. Martinez up 6 from 15th. El Plan up 2 from 12th. Texport down 10 from poles. It's a shame for him. Pau TT down 6 from 6th. Om up 5 from 18th. Sweatback Flame down 3 from 11th. Stefan down 2 from 13th. Jay-Z up 3 from 19th. And Jammy Dodge down 10 from 7th. It's a shame for him, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. Just you can have the pace and not get the results. I mean, just look at Shakos, to be honest. Right, safety car in this lap then. When is Liam Bewalder gonna go for it? He's in control for the restart. Just gonna wait until the safety car comes in so he doesn't have to lose all that time, which is what happens if you catch the safety car too early. On board with Jack Imac. And Liam Bewalder goes now. He seems to have caught Jack napping a bit, and Ayan's right all over the back of Jack Imac into turn 1. Is Ayan gonna send it on the inside? No, he's not. Jack Imac goes a bit deep though. Feeling the pressure from the AlphaTauri driver behind. Zakis Beast, Pyro, Voting Web and Teeks are side by side. And Teeks gets that move done. Voting Web seems to have tapped the wall slightly there. I'm not sure if he actually did or not though. Liam Bewalder stays ahead for now. On board with Ayan, he's trying to get past Jack Imac, but there's no opportunities arising for him so far. Texport has got himself past El Plan, although El Plan's going to dive bomb here. Can't make the move that time around. Sweatback Flame gets past Om. Om goes straight off the track. And rejoins back down in 15th. Liam Bewalder's made the break at the front. And it's fairly even spacing between the top 5. Top 5, mate. It's fairly even spacing between the top 5. It's Liam Bewalder safe from Jack Imac this time around, and no DRS, remember, for the next 2 laps. And there goes D10, trying to get past Ayan. D10 ahead of Ayan, and up into 3rd place. It's 2 Aston Martins on the podium here. Liam Bewalder trying to hang on, but Jack Imac looks to be the faster driver right now. It's fastest laps all over the board from everyone. Fastest lap will stay with D10 for the time being though. Liam Bewalder goes a bit deep. Jack Imac on the outside. Round turn 3 and 4. Jack Imac takes the race lead away from Liam Bewalder. And he's got more straight line speed as well. Jack Imac leads here in Las Vegas. Got that advantage. He's got the battery advantage as well. So 1-3 for Aston Martin. Looking good for them so far. Liam Bewalder will fight him back later on with DRS. Voting Web and Martinez are side by side. It's a good battle from them. Martinez cuts in front of Voting Web, but nothing illegal. Jammy Dodge gets past. Tech Support gets past Voting. I think Voting might have tapped the wall there, but he doesn't seem to have any damage. Jack Imac has seemed to have got a big enough gap to Liam Bewalder. Although Liam's going to start reading him down towards the end of the straight, using quite a lot more battery than Jack Imac is. Liam Bewalder side by side and ahead of the Aston Martin. Going into turn 14, Liam Bewalder retakes the race lead. D10 gets another time penalty. I think that's his 6th of the race. Indeed it is. D10 has a 6-second time penalty. And that will not be helping Aston Martin or him. Pyro gets past Zakis Beast into turn 1, but Zakis Beast gets a better drive off the exit of turn 2. And now through 3 and 4, Teaks on the inside of Pyro. But Pyro slipstreaming the Aston Martin, Alpine, who moves quite late. There's a bit of contact. Pyro's now side by side with Teaks, narrowly staying ahead. DRS is now enabled, so it's gonna be interesting how it pans out down the strip. Limpwater trying to break that DRS advantage, but he won't be able to this lap. Jack Imac is gonna reel him in down this straight with that DRS advantage, unless he's managed to somehow break it, which he hasn't quite. He's about half a tenth away, I think, which is surprisingly good corner there from Liam Walder. But he might have sacrificed his exit to try and break the DRS. They're both gaining on him. Both the green cars gaining. Although it's very late diving from Aon, gets a time penalty for cutting the curb a bit. It's a 3-second time penalty from Aon. It's a penalty from 2 other drivers at the same time. One of them was Jeremy George. I think the other might have been El Plan. Jeremy George gets himself ahead of Stefan though. On to the final lap now. Liam Walder still had the advantage over Jack Imac, but Jack Imac has a whole 60% more energy than the McLaren driver, and he's still not using it. He's going to dump it all down the strip towards turn 14, and he's got his teammate behind for extra security. Is looking promising for Aston Martin in this race. There's yellow flags. Power GT and Sweatback Flame have had a collision with El Plan. There's 3 cars all facing the wrong way. That's got Om into 12th. Jamie Dodge gets past the Red Bull driver. What's gone on there? I don't know. But Jack Imac is the person we're all focusing on. Is he going to have enough down the straight? He's going to have DRS. He's going to have so much more battery. He's going to dump it all down this final back straight towards turn 14. Liam Walder is going to cover the inside. Jack Imac dummies him, goes to the inside. Jack Imac takes the race lead with 40% battery to spare. And I don't think Liam Walder will have a response. Will be able to argue with that. No, he can't. Jack Imac breezes past. D10's been dropping positions. And up to the line, Jack Imac wins in Vegas from Liam Walder. Aon's going to take P3 on the road, but Zach is beast with a podium. Followed by Pyro. Martinez crashes on the line. D10 dropped all the way to 10th. It's a shame because he finished like P4 on the road. And very close along the across the line with the Ferrari of Jay-Z and the House of El Plan. That was a very chaotic race. Ooh. Right. So Jack Imac victorious then in the desert of... Is it a desert? I don't know. Jack Imac victorious in the west coast of the USA. Followed by Liam Walder and Zachis Beast getting that podium after time penalties applied. Pyro getting P4, followed by Teeks Martinez. Tech Support dropping back from pole. A and P8, Voting Web P9, D10. Finishing like P3 on the road. Followed by Stefan, Jammy, Dodge, Sweatback Flame, Power GT, Jay-Z, and L Plan, and then not finishing is Shakos, Giannuzzi, and Fuzzle. Right, I don't think we're going to be able to get any interviews, unfortunately. So, I think that will be our stream then. Thank you for everyone that tuned in today, and we will see you, well, not quite next week, but next Saturday, 7:30, for some Tier 2 racing, where we will be in Australia. So until then, good night.